An estimated 3 million people have fled to Idlib since this conflict began. Just talk to us a little bit about the situation on the ground there.
It's a very complicated situation because, as you said, we are talking about almost 33 million people that some of them are already residents of Idlib, but others came from other regions who were taken over by Damascus, like the outskirts of the Ghouta or the Dera region lately. So all the rebels that didn't accept to sign deals or a truce with the Syrian regime were like evacuated towards Idlib, which is if you can see the map, maybe we can see more clearly what's the situation. So all the green zone is the zone held by the rebels. We know that we have rebel factions from all over Syria. We have jihadi factions which are already in Idlib, like Hayat Tahrir Sham. We had small groups affiliated to Al-Qaeda, very small groups, and we have foreign fighters too. And we see the blue dots are all the observation points of the Turkish army, which is deployed in Idlib. The red dots are the Russian army, and the orange dots are the Iranian Shia militias, or the militias supported by Iran. So we can see when you look at the deployment of the Turkish army, we can see that it's made to contain this rebel area. And I had the occasion to talk to some representatives in Idlib of rebel factions or jihadi factions, and what they are saying is that they're going to hold the ground, they're going to fight till the end, etc., etc. But we should know that there's many contradictions between them, between the factions holding Idlib. So Damascus can bet on inner fighting between them under heavy bombardment by Russian aviation and by Syrian aviation too. So betting on the contradictions between all these factions in order to avoid to go on a full-scale confrontation with its own men, knowing that many rebels that signed a truce with Damascus are being redeployed under the Syrian flag against their former brothers in arms, if I may say so, that are today in Idlib.
And Wassim, looking ahead to Friday, the leaders from Iran, Turkey and Russia are due to hold a summit. What can we expect from that meeting?
Actually, we should at first look at what the Americans are saying, or the West. So France is out of the game. It's clear. The Americans are giving like green lights when we see what McGurk said. He's the representative of the United States for Iraq and Syria against the Islamic State, and he said that Idlib became the biggest stronghold of Al-Qaeda since 9/11. We see that Nikki Haley said at the UN that the Syrian regime can go for it, but no use of chemical weapons, which means that whatever is under the use of chemical weapons is allowed. So today everybody is like being okay in order to resolve this problem of jihadi groups. What's going to be discussed, in my guess, in Tehran, it's what's going to be the role of Turkey, what's going to be the role of Iran, and what's going to be the role of Russia towards this aim, getting rid of jihadi groups. And I guess that Turkey has one choice out of two. So one choice is to stay in the observation points and look at the battle evolving, and the other option is to go into battle itself or with its militias against jihadi factions. So the small groups affiliated to Al-Qaeda and maybe against Hayat Tahrir Sham. But this will also be very costly for Turkey, which is under pressure from Russia and from Iran in order to go further towards this goal, which is also green-lighted by the Americans.
Okay, thanks so much for that analysis, Wassim. That's France 24 journalist Wassim Nasr.